Good for you, Jared.
Really,
Good morning, sports fans. Claire Ostring checking in here. Apologies for the catching up on commentary this morning for game 63 between ACT and New South Wales. Made it through the top of the first inning. No runs scored by ACT. Kicking things off now for New South Wales. The batting order for New South Wales: Michelle Cox, Shannon Keevers, Jenna Trim, Brianna Young, Stacey McManus, Alyssa Miguel, Shaylin Watman, Rachel Lack, Isabel Hanna, Grace Rickson is the flex. So, for ACT, the battery, Amana Arai. And as yesterday I found out names were, I was mispronouncing a few names. So again, if people have noticed that I have mispronounced something, please do let us know. I'll do my best to get things as accurate as I can. So Mana in the circle, pitching to Sophie Lawrence behind the plate. So once we get going here, we'll work our way around the field. Let you know who else is playing for ACT. I don't know if I'll have a partner this morning, but I'll do my best to keep you informed as we go. Michelle Cox puts that one up over the back net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It looks like Mana just wanting to either sort out signals or make sure that she and catcher Sophie Lawrence are on the same page about things. So now that that's sorted, back into it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Cox. Holds her hands. Did she hold enough? Yes, she did hold her hands, and no on the swing is the call from Matt Beach. So that brings the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Michelle Cox. And strike 3 for the first out of the second half of the first inning. So, following up after Michelle Cox, Shannon Keevers now at the plate, squares bunt, but corners crashing, and she holds back, but Toby Sadler says the pitch was good anyways. Strike 1. Cox with the running slap fouls that away down the third baseline. 0-2 the count. For those interested, there is not a cloud in the sky. We're currently sitting at around 26 degrees. And it looks to be a perfect day for softball. Hydration will be a key today, as well as making sure that our sunscreen is on and or we are finding shade at all the given opportunities. But Shannon Keevers, on this occasion, on her turn at bat, wasn't able to get herself aboard. Strike 3, so now 2 out with Jenna Trim at the plate. Strike 1 on Jenna. 2 strikes now the count. So we have Mana Arai pitching to Sophie Lawrence at third base for ACT. Laura Pardo, second base Tess Henman, third base Abigail Tosick, the shortstop for ACT Caitlin McCready, and from left to right around the outfield Heidi Bell, Madison Tuff in center, and right field is Samantha Creedy. That said, we have had the third out of the bottom half. So ACT will come out to bat, and we'll go through the Fire Stars lineup. So pitching for New South Wales is Grace Rickson to Rachel Lack, calling the game behind the plate. First base, Jenna Trim. Second base, Alyssa Miguel. Shaylin Watman at third, the shortstop Stacy McManus, and the outfielders Hannah Isabel in left, Michelle Cox in center, and Shannon Keevers out in right field. Rolling on into the second inning, no score so far. And leading things off for ACT, wearing uniform 18, Abigail Tosick. Sees the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. And hello to all those out there just joining us. We've made it through the first inning. No runs scored yet. 1 ball, 1 strike. I beg your pardon, 2 balls, the count on Abigail Tosick. But she fouls one away for now. 2 balls, 1 strike. So to the 128 people watching, hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. If you do hear me mispronounce a name, please let me know. And the phonetic spelling or phonetic pronunciation help me out. But also, I think just reading the lineup yesterday was a problem, missing an I and a Jemima. But back into it here. Nice hit down the out into left field there, and Tosick gets herself aboard for the first hit of the game. Stand-up single. I suppose it usually is a stand-up single into first, but the single by Tosick now brings to the plate Samantha McCready. Squares the bunt, drops it down to the first base, back to the pitcher. McManus gets the out, but bobbled it just as she was about to make the throw over to 1. So they do get the out on the lead runner, but lost the ball on the transfer, so she couldn't get the throw away for the double play. So now in the batter's box for ACT in uniform 23, Brianna Kimber. Missing there inside for ball 1. And trying to find the other side of the zone, but just missing away. 2 balls the strike, or 2 balls the count on Kimber. With Sam McCready still at first base. Big swing there, but just underneath it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Missing just up. 3 balls, 1 strike the count now on Bree Kimber. She'll likely be looking to get McCready moving around the bases. Watches ball 4 down, so 2 runners now aboard for ACT. So with 2 runners aboard now coming to the plate and seeing strike 1 in uniform 97, Sophie Lawrence. So with 1 out and runners at first and second, but she puts it down. McManus flicks to Watman for the lead runner. Now 2 out for ACT, and it looks like McCready will relieve the catcher at first base as a temporary runner. So 2 out now for ACT, and in the box in uniform 7, Caitlin McCready, who puts it out to center field, but Michelle Cox has a good read on the ball right off the bat, takes the catch easily for the 3rd out of ACT's at bat. So, runners stranded by ACT. We'll see if New South Wales can follow up and get a few ducks on the pond, or even try to convert, get a run across the plate. But we make our way into the bottom of the 2nd inning. So far, no runs scored. The sun is shining and the sunscreen is going on. Also works as a delightful surface for the diamond dust to stick to, so, you know, that's fun. Leading things off in the New South Wales half of the 2nd inning is Brianna Young. Trim sees strike 1 for her first turn at the plate. And watches that one miss low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Trim. Missing just away. Good eye there by Brianna Young. I think Mana and Sophie thought they had another strike on the board, but Bree knew better. 2 balls, 1 strike. But good comeback pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Young. Two balls, 2 strikes. And she fouls 1 away. Our umpires for this morning's match between ACT and New South Wales are calling balls and strikes to Toby Sadler, At first base, Trevor Murphy, and down at third, Matthew Beach. Bree has a hack at that, fouls it off over the first base fence. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young not thrilled with that. I think she thought it missed down and in, but obviously went through the zone for the first out of the inning. Now bringing to the plate in uniform 50, shortstop Stacey McManus. Mana in fine form this morning, gets strike 1 on McManus. Has a good hard think about swinging at that pitch, but shows some good discipline there, holds her hands, and ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now on McManus. She has a hack, drives it back up through the middle, and the shortstop can't quite get to it behind the pitcher. So McManus gets herself aboard. That single by McManus now brings to the plate uniform 64, Alyssa Miguel. Bunt shown and put down. McManus was already well on her way, so the infield are forced to take the out at 1, which advances the runner over to 2. We'll just watch back here on the replay. The infield read the play well, but the pitcher had eyes for 1 the whole time, while McManus makes her way over to second. Now batting for New South Wales in uniform 93, Shaylin Watman. And takes ball 1 for her at her first at bat. Fouls that one up to the deck of the clubhouse. Hopefully nobody was in line for a bacon and egger. But that evens the count 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, runner at second. She fouls that one back for strike 2 of her at bat. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Watman. Runner at second, 2 out. And just a bit of confusion here. It was 1 ball, 2 strikes. And another strike was thrown, which mathing that through makes it strike 3. And with 2 out prior to that pitch, there's now 3 out. And I think, yep, everybody is now on the same page. So strike 3 on the 3rd out finishes the inning. And New South Wales turn at bat. So still no runs scored, 1 runner left on base. as we move into the top of the third in game 37 between ACT and New South Wales. Starting things off for their third turn up to the plate for ACT in uniform 87 is Laura Pardo. Sees the first pitch well, missing the zone, ball 1. Second pitch missing down there. 2 balls, the count on the batter. Missing just up. Looks like the catcher, Rachel Lack, caught it in a great place, but it crossed the zone a touch high, says Toby Sadler. So the count now 3 balls, no strikes. Big swing there with a 3-ball count. So 3 balls, 1 strike the count on Pardo. As Grace Rickson goes back to work. And missing down again there for ball 4, gets herself aboard. Looks like Fire Stars are just making sure everyone's on the same page, feeling fit, feeling fine, feeling fab. So Rachel Lack gets everyone sorted out to her satisfaction. And we're back in action. Batting now back to the top of the order, Madison Tuff. Middle for the first pitch of the at-bat. 1 strike called. Puts the bunt down, but the Fire Stars are all over it. It almost looked as though they were going to try to make the catch to retire the batter by caught ball, but no, they end up, the ball does hit the dirt, so they make the throw off to 1 to retire Tuff, but that hit by her, that bunt, moves Laura Pardo over to second, so 1 out now, and in the box, Heidi Bell. Also puts a bunt down, but it rolls back from the plate. Is a foul ball, so reset. 1 strike on the batter. So just a runner at second base now. Bell has a bit of a running slap at it, but doesn't make contact, so strike 2 the count on Heidi Bell with Laura Pardo on second base. Toby's checking Beach says, nope, no swing. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Pardo still on second base. Nobody on first. Ball missing just up, just a fraction up over as it crossed the plate. So 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Great hit there by Belle. McManus did well to keep it in the infield. I think she was a bit disappointed with herself and might have been able to hop 2, but the ball drops just in front of her glove, and Belle gets herself aboard. So runners now at 1 and 2 with 1 out, and batting for ACT, Tess Henman. Bunt put down. The play is to first, so that advances both runners. The batter is out, but that was an effective bunt put down by Tess Henman, which now brings to the plate Abigail Tosick. Getting a bit of feedback here from the New South Wales bench, who thought that was a pretty pitch, but plate umpire Sadler says nope, missed the zone for ball 1 on Tosick. Runners at second and third. Tosick evens the count 1 apiece, 1 ball, 1 strike. So runners at 2 and 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rickson has the pitch. Missing just in. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Tosick. She punches it through the infield past the outstretched glove of McManus, and that will score 2 runs. Pardo and Bell come home on the hit by third baseman Abigail Tosick. You can see on the replay here, McManus lays out, but just can't get to it. Ball sneaks under her glove, and that's all it takes to score 2 runs. Timely hit by ACT batter Abigail Tosick, and ACT Diamonds are on the board. So New South Wales will reset, and in the box now in uniform 46, Samantha McCready. Two out here in the top of the third inning. 2 runs have scored. Runner at first. Strike called there on McCready, so the count now comes to 2 strikes. 2 out here and runner at 1. And strike 3, K2 for the third out of ACT's third spell at the plate, but they're able to open their account. 2 runs score in the top of the third. The score now 2-0 for ACT. So, bit of action in the top of the first inning. ACT are able to convert off a hit by Abigail Tosick, scores 2 runs. They did leave 1 runner on base. The run scorer hit herself. Abigail Tosick remained on first base, but 2 runs scored for ACT, and Rachel Lack now at the plate for New South Wales has a big swing at the first pitch. Certainly looks like she's planning to strike back after 2 runs have scored. And takes pitch 2 for strike 2. 2 strikes, and she's just confirming with the plate umpire that, yep, that's the top of the zone, not higher, okay. So 2 strikes on Lack. She punches it straight back up the middle. Pitcher does well to get out from behind it, but ends up in center field, and Lack gets herself aboard. Next batter for New South Wales, wearing uniform 97, is Isabel Hanna. Squares, bunch, shoulder, corners crashing, but pitch called a strike. Lack stays at 1. Lack going on the pitch. Hanna legs it out, and Trevor Murphy, umpire at first base, says she beat it, and now there are 2 runners aboard for the Fire Stars. That was a great bunt, and Isabel Hanna, certainly one of the faster runners we've seen this week, so does well to not only advance the lead runner, but gets herself aboard, which brings to the plate uniform 47, Michelle Cox. Shows bunt, has them thinking, pulls back, shows it again, but ultimately decides not the pitch for her. Ball 1. So this is certainly the part of the lineup New South Wales will want to have coming up with runners on, and Cox, the experience there, I would say, like, it was more than a bunt. It was a bit of a directional push bunt, just gets it past the fielders to kind of that no man's land to the right of the pitching circle, and all runners safe at all bases. So, much ado out there on the field. Still none out. However, bases loaded, and at the plate is Shannon Keevers. Thinking slap, thinking bunt, but lands just foul down the first baseline. You'd think that with none out, surely New South Wales would be able to score at least 1 here. So none out, 1 strike, the count on Keevers, bases loaded. And again, fouled away up over the back net. So 2 strikes now on Keevers, with Jenna Trim on deck. So none out, bases loaded, 2 strikes. Mana takes the signal, but Keevers has the tower buzzed by one of those Victorian, those sneaky Waverly flies. So resets, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch just climbs the ladder, and she's not able to get on top of it, so that will be the first out of the inning. Next batter for New South Wales, wearing 79, Jenna Trim. runs just underneath for strike one. So hello to our 197 sports fans watching from parts yonder. If you have any questions or hear me mispronounce a name, I'll do my best to see what I can figure out for you, but let us know where you're watching from. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Another big swing there by Jenna Trim. Bases still loaded, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Mana gets the signal. Trim shows good discipline there and lets that one miss away, miss up, beg your pardon. Now the count even, 2 apiece, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Trim. Bases loaded. And goes down looking, but Rachel Lack, the lead runner at third base, so we'll have Shannon Keevers come in as temporary runner now that there is 2 out on the New South Wales at bat. So with 2 out, now at the plate, Bree Young, she does a bit of a half swing and it lands just behind third base in fair territory, and it wasn't pretty. She may not be thrilled with the power of it, but it was effective either way, and that is 2 ribbies on the board for Bree Young. I don't think she intended to swing like that, but it doesn't matter. She was able to put bat to ball and 2 runs score. So game tied now, 2 runs apiece. Stacey McManus now at the plate for New South Wales. Little fun fact, I am an ex-teammate of Stacey Max. As we see her ground out to the second baseman. Yes, Stacey McManus and I played mixed B grade together for a season, and oh, what fun it was with our Spider Monkeys team out at Sutherland. Did my best to teach her a few things. I kid. She is incredible talent I have had nothing to do with. So, New South Wales strike back in the bottom of the third. 2 runs both ways, tied at 2 now as we roll on into the top of the 4th inning. So leading things off for the ACT Diamonds, Bree Kimber is just not quite fast enough to beat the throw, and we'll hopefully watch it back on the replay here. The infield did well because she hit it almost straight down, yeah, and it hit the plate, bounced out towards shortstop McManus. Ugh. TSN highlight reel, that kind of stuff. Makes the throw as she fades to her right and gets the out at 1. Now at the plate for ACT in uniform 97, Sophie Lawrence. Strike taken there by Lawrence. So 1 down, no runners on yet. Missing just up, that's a good spot to miss. Grace Rickson thought she dropped it in there for a strike, but 1-1 the count. Sophie Lawrence fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count. 1 out. Lawrence again has a hack at that and fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lawrence. 1 away here for ACT. Bit of a breeze here blowing from left to right field. Lawrence has a twist on that, but pulls it just foul. So stays at the plate for now. Just having a look across the field over at the other diamond as Lawrence fouls another one into the back net. Over on diamond 1 is South Australia versus Queensland, and if I-score is anything to go by, which usually is a safe bet, statisticians are generally pretty on top of things. They are in the bottom of the second. 1-0 South Australia as Lawrence flies one into what I can only describe as the dead middle of the infield. I think all 5 infielders, including Grace Rickson in the circle, thought that that was theirs. But Grace, doing the work with balls and strikes, also calls everybody else off for the second out of the inning. Next to bat for ACT in uniform 7 is Caitlin McCready. First pitch of her at bat missed for ball 1, and second pitch has a swing, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike the count with 2 away. And another one fouled off into the back net. trying to rope another person to come sit next to me, give us a bit of color commentary there, but as I'm doing that, New South Wales are working hard and retire McCready for the third out of the inning. So, after all that action in the third inning, the top of the fourth, relatively quiet. We've got 3 up, 3 down for ACT, as New South Wales will come to bat next. So back to work here. Alyssa Miguel starting things off for the Fire Stars. Pitch 1 called a strike. And the bottom of the fourth. Squares to bunt, but puts it just over the back net, and Calero Smith, Queensland legend that he is, takes it on the hop to return the foul ball. So 2 strikes, the count on Alyssa Miguel. Off speed there, doesn't quite have the oomph enough to get through the zone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Miguel. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I can sure hear it. The New South Wales dugout has come alive. As Miguel has a twist on that, they might have a chance at this, but gust of wind at the last moment pushes it past the glove of left fielder Heidi Bell for a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Miguel. First batter up for New South Wales in the bottom of the fourth. And goes the opposite direction now. And the ball lands foul. There's a bit of a collision there with first baseman Laura Pardo. So Miguel had eyes for second, as you do. Batter's job is to hit and run, but Miguel was Pardo was watching the ball land, and they got tangled up, but all's well that ends well. Miguel is able to punch it back up the middle. It deflects off the pitcher, but Alyssa gets herself on board. You can see here on the replay, it just deflects off Mana Arai's glove, and Caitlin McCready comes in behind her to recover the ball, but Alyssa speedily gets there before they're able to make a play. So those flies now bugging the pitcher, but we're back at it. Shaylin Watman drops it into the outfield, but on the pitch, Miguel was on the move. The hit and run was on, but the ball was caught, and Miguel's, I think, still isn't aware that the ball was popped up, and now she's on it. So she was already sliding into second on the hit and run, but unfortunately for New South Wales, it's a double play for the catch on the batter runner and return to first for the runner at 1 not having tagged up. So a turn of events. And now at the plate for New South Wales, catcher Rachel Lack. Lack fouls second pitch away for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goes to the off speed, but again, doesn't quite have the oomph to hit the zone where required. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Lack. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Lack has a hesitant swing at that and misses for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2. Again, that off speed just down. 3 balls, 2 strike on Lack. Full count. 2 away here, bottom of the 4th. And strike 3 is called. And that ends the 4th inning. So we roll on into the 5th, tied 2 apiece. ACT v New South Wales. And a dusty-looking Josh McGovern has just rolled in beside me. I might see if I can set him up with a headset. We'll be right back. So welcome back. For those who were here a moment ago, I did mention someone's name, and I do now have a co-commentator. Josh McGovern, welcome to the commentary booth.
Thanks for having me. What a lovely day it is out here in Melbourne at Waverley, and excited for today's play. We've got the finals tonight, which, from what I've seen, is real high quality softball being played all week.
Yep.
And it should be a real tight final series.
Looking forward to it. Now, I have heard the good word that recently you have been named vice captain of the Aussie Steelers. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, and a massive honour and privilege to be named vice captain along with Captain James Todhunter as Laura fouls that off to third base. And we're looking forward to a World Cup in Canada this year in July.
Perfect time of year to be in Canada.
It is. I wouldn't like to be there now. It's a little bit cold. It's not the 32 degrees that we have here in Waverley today.
No. Pardo goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. So tied 2 apiece here. Next batter in the box for ACT. the center fielder, Madison Tuff. So you, Josh, you would know some of these players, having been around the traps a while, but Tuff just hitting out to Shaylin Watman there, played out at first. But you've done some coaching in both the men's and women's program, have you not?
Yes, I have. I just recently at the Canberra Skins coached one of the local teams, which there's quite a few girls on that team, in this ACT team, along with some of the other local girls from Canberra playing. This lady here is Kalani Selu, who's just come into the game, into left field, I noticed last innings. Sister of Jay Selu. She rips one. Shortstop Stacey McManus fields it. Just doesn't get there in time. So Kalani's picked up an infield single there, but that was a great play by Stacey to make that a top play at first, which brings in Tess Henman, who possesses a lot of speed on the bases. A threat. So ACT look to get something going here in a tight ball game off Grace Rickson.
Rickson has the signal here. Missing up for ball one. Henman fouls one away. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Runner at 1. One's down the board. Ball gets under the glove of Rachel Lack, and Kalani Selu makes her way around to second base. 2 balls, 1 strike on second baseman Tess Henman. And again, just missing that bottom of the zone there. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. Rickson puts one across to keep Henman at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now. 1 out, runner at second base. But she draws the walk, gets herself aboard.
Great at bat by Tess there, which brings up Abby Tosick. We have runners at 1 and 2 for ACT. Look to get something on the board here to get the lead.
Yeah, break the deadlock. She scored the first 2 and only run so far that ACT have earned.
Nice pitch there by Rickson on the bottom half of the zone.
Fouls that one back. 2 strikes the count. But she's a handy batter, wouldn't you say, Josh? She's able to put the ball in play and make things happen.
Yep, absolutely. She's always been a tough out her whole career, and nothing's changed this week. Getting a couple of clutch hits. As she hits it out to second base there.
Again, ball in play. She advances runners, but as that's the 3rd out.
So ACT leave 2 base runners on there in the top of the 5th.
See on the replay there, a second baseman just bobbles it before she's able to get it away, but recovers in time and gets the throw away. What do you say down here? Side away?
Side away.
Side away.
That sounds familiar, yep.
So how's the Steelers team looking this year? Feeling confident, feeling good?
Whenever you have Jack Besgrove leading the charge on the mound, you've got to be confident, but you've got to have your wits about you. It's going to be a tough competition. It's a tough format.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely won't be any easy games. It could be any of the teams that just perform well in the week that could win. But we're confident. We've got nationals coming up at the start of March, which the team will get picked from. But yeah, we're confident. But it's never easy defending the gold medal. But we go there with one goal in mind, and that's to win again.
That's all you can ask for. Go with the plan that you're coming away with all the bickies. But back to the action here on Diamond 2 at Waverley, game between New South Wales and ACT. Mana Arai throws the first pitch and misses for ball 1, but good follow-up pitch through the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike on Isabella Hanna. First batter up in the bottom of the 5th for New South Wales.
That ball was caught out there in left field by Kalani Selu, which brings up Michelle Cox. 1 out for New South Wales in the bottom of the 5th. 2-all ball game. Got a pitcher's duel here. New South Wales will be looking to get a runner on to make something happen with Shannon Keevers in the on-deck circle, who's been hitting the cover off the ball all week with a strength and speed.
The wind might have affected that a bit, but Kalani Selu tracks it well in left field, and 2 away already. Next come to the plate for New South Wales in uniform 83, Shannon Keevers.
Ball just looked like it missed high.
Sophie Lawrence just checking in with plate umpire Toby Sadler. So Lawrence will go out and just have a little chat with her battery partner, just making sure everybody's on the same page and perhaps just resetting after what looked like a couple of tight pitches, just missing the zone. But we're back into it. 2 balls, no strikes the count on Keevers. Keevers shows bunt originally, but decides that's not the pitch for her and holds back. And ball called, so 3 balls, no strikes. Fouled away for the first strike of the at-bat. So, Josh, give us a bit of insight as a catcher when you've got an umpire behind you who may not be, giving you what you think they should. What's some strategy that, I could tell you what strategy you've used, but let's hear it from the horse's mouth. What do you try to use to work with the umpies back there?
Yeah, like you said, I've worked with a lot of umpires that's a strike there, brings it to full count. Had a lot of discussion with umpires and how to approach it. Every umpire's a little bit different, but pretty much the same. Is you don't want to show the umpire up. You don't want to be looking back at them, having a nice conversation with them, seeing where it's missing. Maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong. I could just be framing it a little bit better. But as we know, the umpire's always right, Claire.
Well, we do our best to put ourselves in a position to see as much as we can.
Yes, and it's never easy when you've got to catch them moving around, and especially with the men's game, you're watching pitches at up to 135 kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
Even with the women here, there's some ladies here that are pitching quite quick, move the ball. Umpiring wouldn't be an easy job, an easy task, but they try their best. As Shannon tries to steal there, great throw by the catcher Lawrence, but just not in time. So moves over. That brings Kivas to second base. 2 outs here with Jenna Trim. From memory, I think she's hit 3 home runs this week.
That sounds about right.
3 big home runs. She's been a threat all week. And with a runner in scoring position, she'll look to find some grass here. 2-all ball game, 2 outs. That one's fouled over the first base dugout.
Certainly different sounds from the women's game to the men's game. A lot of chanting, cheering, rhythmic drumming.
There is. It's good to see. Every single team is loud. They're supportive. I must say I like the South Australia bongo drums, the beat that they do.
Yep.
It is. It's quite good to hear. But I don't think I could do that. Catching's hard enough as it is, and I run out of energy pretty quick, so I don't think that's something that I'm going to bring into my game. I'll let the ladies do that one. And,
leave it to those with good tempo and timing.
Yeah, that's something I probably don't have.
So 2 strikes the count on Trim, 2 away, runner at 2. Pops another one up over the back net, hits the shipping container. I think a lot of the Aussie girls who have gone up to play college ball have picked up new chants and cheers, but certainly adds a bit of fun and a bit of color to the game.
Good pitch there by ACT. That strikes out Jenna Trim for the 3rd out of the innings. She's not too happy with it, but as I said before, umpires are always right. So that brings up, we're going to the top of the 6th now with ACT Diamonds looking to get something started.
Just having a look here to see if we can find out what's happening on the other diamond between Queensland and South Australia. Loading, not loading.
While you do that, this brings up Sam McCready. Sam's had a pretty good week so far. She's gotten a few hits. Remember back to one of the first days, she got a single to walk off the game for ACT's first win, and she's always been a threat at the plate. Rickson will be mindful not to miss a spot here and try and get the first out for New South Wales. That one misses just low on the knees. Fouled off to first baseline, brings it to a 1-on-1 count here on McCready. Must be warm for them out on the dirt there, Claire. I think it's topping about 32 degrees at the moment.
Yeah, and with the humidity, it can feel a bit hotter. There has been just enough breeze to make it tolerable, but we have played under the heat management policy the last couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised to see that used again today as we get into the hotter part of the day.
I think it's a smart thing to do, especially it's going to be a long day for a lot of these teams.
Yep, and catchers in particular with all that gear on, pitchers working hard. Certainly duty of care element there as New South Wales ring in their first out of the inning. Bringing to the plate in uniform 23, Brianna Kimber.
Good eyes there by Kimber, holding back on that change-up by Rickson.
Rickson seeming to find the zone a bit more now into the second half of the game for the Fire Stars. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Kimber. But misses just in there for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike as the WA Flames roll and rumble in behind us.
They're looking to finish off on a strong note today. As Kimber swings and misses at a change-up there, brings the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. WA play ACT after this game, I'm fairly sure. That will be ACT's last game of the week, which has been, I think, a successful week for ACT. They've improved a lot. They brought in a few players. As Kimber hits that to second base, over to Jenna Trim for the second out of the innings. That brings up Sophie Lawrence, the catcher for the ACT Diamonds.
First pitch of the at-bat, missing just in there, ball 1. And just taking in a bit of info from the dugout, fly to you, Gracie, says the team, and I'm fairly certain that was the pop-up directly back to the pitcher, Grace Rickson, in the last at-bat. And all 4 of the other infielders converged, but Rickson came up with the catch. But on this occasion, she's able to hit out to right field, so Sophie Lawrence retired on a solid connection out to right field, but caught by Shannon Keevers. So that will do it for the top of the 6th for ACT. No score increase, so still tied 2 apiece as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Looking at the weather forecast for later today and parts of tomorrow, looks like there's a bit of rain coming, Claire, which could throw a curveball into the schedule. So if that does happen, I'm sure the tournament convener will do the right thing and look forward. And we could have some games getting changed or delayed, so we'll have to play it by ear.
Yeah, that's right. When we got here on Monday, there was a fair amount of rain, but it did stop raining on Monday night and then dried out well, so kind of one of those things that you hope it holds off.
That's good as Bree Young steps into the plate.
Yeah, it's a tough time of year because you have beautiful weather through the day like this, and then sometimes an afternoon storm rolls through. But not at beautiful Waverly so far once we got into things and games started. But 2 strikes on Brianna Young so far. She fouls another one off. It looks like she's come out with the mindset to either get a hit or foul everything away. I think she doesn't want to leave it up to anybody else's judgment. She is making the choice herself.
That one just missing, looked like on the inside the plate. ACT really wanted that one. Must have been just off the plate.
Sophie Lawrence turns around and, oh, just a little bit. Yep, just a little bit. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Young. Tosick puts in a great effort to try to get underneath that ball. Popped up just back and right towards the third base dugout. Good effort, but Young manages to stay alive. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count still. Has a hack there, but isn't able to connect. So that will be the first out of the bottom of the 6th.
Something I've noticed with a lot of teams, they're wearing the sweat wristbands for obviously the pitching signals and also some batting signals. Something that a lot of the college teams do over in America. We've really brought into our game in Australia with the women's and also the men's.
Yep.
I find as a catcher, it works well.
Yep.
There's pretty much no way that the other team can get your signals because you have multiple different codes and signals for each signal.
As long as your pitcher can see the
exactly right.
the numbers that you're giving them.
That's exactly right. And back in 2022 at the World Cup, before Bezzy got his glasses, he was having troubles with it, so we had to get Nick Shales at shortstop to stand right next to him and tell him what pitch it was.
Whisper the count in his ear.
It was quite funny to see. But he's obviously got his glasses now and he can see the signals, thank God, because I was always a little bit worried.
Especially when the pitch clock comes into play. So
exactly right. You only have 20 seconds to get that pitch off by the time they catch it back in the circle.
Yep. So McManus has been working away while we've been chatting, and the count is now 3 balls, 1 strike. She connects with this one, but it just drops into the glove of right fielder Samantha McCready, and that will be 2 out. Alyssa Mild gets herself aboard first pitch, and thank you to our viewer who corrected my pronunciation of that. Apologies through the first 5 innings of pronouncing it incorrectly, but I hopefully have it correct on this occasion. So now in the box for New South Wales, Shaylin Waltman. Mile gets a good jump, and with the ball ending up in the outfield, runner now in scoring position. So 1 ball, the count on Watman with a runner at second base. Shows bunt, but Mile is making her way, making tracks.
Just looking at the ladder here, Claire, with a win for New South Wales here, that will lock them up into the first seed going into the finals later today. With SA only one loss separating them at the moment while they're playing against Queensland now, but on the for and against, if they win this game, it will get them into that first seed. That pitch must have been close there, Claire.
Yep.
Bit unlucky there for ACT. But he hasn't been calling it all game. He's been consistent.
That's exactly
all
right.
we can ask.
Yep. And Mana Arai has one of the nicest natures in the pitching circle out there. She just smiles it off and goes straight back to work. 3 balls, but then is able to come back in and hits the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Watman with Alyssa Mile at third base. So you'd imagine with the speed at third, even on a pass ball, New South will be looking to score here, especially Watman being a fairly powerful hitter.
Full count here for New South Wales. 2 outs, runner on third, 2-all ball game. Bottom of the 6th.
Sounded like that must have just, you can see from Shaylin's reaction, it must have just kind of come off the grip or even caught her finger as she was swinging at the ball there. So she'll just, take a minute to reset.
While we take this little break in game, I'd like to thank all the volunteers throughout the whole week, all the volunteers for all the other nationals. This sport relies on volunteers, and can't be thankful enough for everyone's time, even if it's just taking around a bin, picking up rubbish.
Yep. The volunteers make it happen. So thank you very much to all the volunteers out there for Softball Australia, softball, the different state and territory events. We can't do it without you. So that foul ball, on that swing, that must have really gotten a piece of Shaylin's hand there. Still taking a little bit to sort things out.
Like you said before, Shaylin is a dangerous hitter in the Aussie Spirit team, I believe, that went over to the World Cup and Canada Games.
So we're back into it. Watman has fixed whatever ailed her, and 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Runner at 3. Good discipline after the stoppage in play to watch that miss up. So 2 runners now aboard with 2 out. Bringing to the plate Rachel Lack.
I saw earlier in the game Rachel had a hit, I believe, Claire. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will concede that my notes today have not, I mean, they're non-existent. So I can neither confirm nor deny.
I think when I was walking into the ballpark, Rachel led off the third innings, I believe, with a single up the middle. I must admit, it's a little strange seeing Rachel all the way down in the 8th spot.
Yep.
But it just shows New South Wales' strength in their lineup to have a play. That ball gets loose, but good by Sophie Lawrence.
Ball was recovered originally by the catcher, but then ricochets into the outfield to score the run. Yeah, Lawrence did well to regather the ball. I think she thought that it was going to get past her, but she was able to regather the ball, gets the throw away, and it looks like it actually deflects off the runner. And then she's able to score. So there you have it. That puts New South Wales ahead by 1. So 3-2 now the score in the bottom of the 6th. There's still 2 out with a count 1 ball, 1 strike to Lack. And fouls pitch 3 up over the Fire Stars dugout. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner.
Sorry, Claire. Just score update on the other diamond. I believe it's 1-0 on the top of the 4th. Oh, sorry, bottom of the 4th for South Australia as Lack pops it up to shortstop. Caitlin McCready gathers it in for the 3rd out. New South Wales do score a run to break the deadlock going into the top of the 7th, so ACT Diamonds will need to at least score 1 run to continue this game. Rickson, I believe, still going out there. We'll look to get 3 outs for the game for New South Wales.
Yeah, we have really motored through this game, so I'm surprised to hear the other diamond is trailing behind us. Not that it's a competition, it's not a race.
Quick game's a good game, but I must admit.
I tend to agree.
Yep. Been high quality of pitching performance all week.
Really
low
has.
scoring games.
Yep.
A lot of depth in the pitching with all the states. And also, obviously, some key imports, internationals.
Yep, it's interesting to see the impact that has on the event, because I think historically tournaments like this, there have been kind of those 1, 2, or maybe 3 teams that have been, that much more dominant over others. So it certainly evens things out for the rest of the pack, which, from a softball perspective, makes the competition tighter.
Absolutely, there's a bright future for everyone with softball, especially with the women looking to go to qualifiers in the next 12 months, I believe.
And kicking things off for ACT, pinch hitter Danny, I will mispronounce that.
Danny Curcio.
Curcio, very good. Thank you for saving me.
Danny's come back for the ACT Diamonds after a bit of a stint on the sidelines. She's come back into the game, which we love to see. Must be nice having a few years off and then still being able to make a state team and compete.
Yep.
I think my body would shut down if I had 1 year off, let alone. I think
if you sit too long, things start to slow down.
I think Danny's had at least 8 years off from the scene, so it's good to see her back into the sport.
Yeah, good.
And
good
playing well and getting some hits. A senior member of the team, which is quite a young team on paper. A lot of these ACT Diamond ladies also went to the 23 Nationals up there in Brisbane. Danny swings through that one for strike 3. Good start by Grace Rickson, getting the first out, which brings up Laura Pardo.
Missing just outside there, low and away. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Toby sends it down the line. Matt Beach out there at third base says no, she does not. So 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Pardo.
Rickson wanted that call, but was just off the plate.
And Lack did too, held it there just a tick longer for plate umpire to have a look at. But 3 balls, 1 strike, now the count.
Great at bat there by Laura, getting the walk, which ACT need. And that brings up Madison Tuff, the leadoff hitter for the ACT Diamonds. As Rachel Lack calls time to go out to pitcher Rickson, just to make sure they're on the same page here.
So from behind the plate, what do you notice in a pitcher when you think, oh, no, I need to go and have a chat? Is it that you think, oh, they're just not hitting their spots, or mannerisms that you're looking for?
I think a big one for me is the moments in the game. If which New South Wales has just done, if the team I'm playing for, we've just scored a run and we've gone 3-2 up in the ball game and all we're needing is 2 outs, just taking that 30 seconds needed just to calm things down. She's just walked Laura Pardo. As that ball's hit over to shortstop McManus. Great play getting Laura Pardo out at second. 2 outs for ACT's batting. But yeah, just the moments, Claire. And also make sure we're on the same page. I find pitchers can get a bit worked up. Not saying that I'm the calmest person ever.
I was going to say, so you're the voice of reason, are you?
Yeah.
The calm in the storm.
Try to be. But yeah.
Kalani Silu now in the box.
Great hit there, almost off the third baseman's glove. That was a great effort by Shaylin there at third base, I believe it is.
Yep, I think it was a double deflection even. I think McManus also might have gotten her glove to it as it exited the infield.
Great hard hit by Kalani Silu there. That brings runners on first and second. 2 down for ACT, looking to score this run from second base to continue the game. Down by 1 run.
Henman puts the first pitch just foul. You can hear the disappointment from her teammates who were willing it to stay fair, but no such luck. Pitch 2 misses for ball, oh, I beg your pardon. 2 strikes the count on Tess Henman. Good discipline there. Can't be too eager in a pressure moment like this. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but 2 runners on. Your team is down by 1. Rickson showing composure. Lack scoops that one up.
Great stop there by Lack. Working well with pitcher Rickson. They do play on the same state league team for North Shore up in New South Wales. Lack doesn't catch all that much up there for them, but as we can see, he's quite a versatile player. Ball just missing high, it looks like. Great at-bat by Henman, brings a full count. 2 outs, runners will be looking to go on the pitch. Trying not to leave early.
I dare say everyone will be moving
Yes.
with the pitch. And you've got to be. Rickson takes a deep breath. And gets the best of Henman on this occasion. Gets her swinging at the up pitch for strike 3, 3rd out. And that will be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So 3-2 in favor of New South Wales, a close match. Josh, thank you for jumping in and being so generous with your time and insight. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me, Claire. And anytime you need me, I'm available.
Very good. All right, well, we'll wrap things up here, folks. So as I said, 3-2 New South Wales, the victors against ACT. The next game on Diamond 2 will be in 46 minutes at 12 noon. And Josh, you were right. ACT does have the doubleheader. They're backing up playing against WA. So that'll do us. Thanks for stopping by.